Hello, welcome. I'm Ashley Gunn. Today's book review is going to be on The Beauty of Us, which is the fourth book in Kristen Proby's Fusion series. I've done a book review probably on book 1 and 2. I read book 3, that one's Cat's Story. For me, the interesting thing about that book was that it was kind of backwards. You had a lot of erotic scenes in the very beginning, and then it got to the relationship in the second half because it was like a vacation fling. And so, obviously, a lot of sex up front, and then when they go back to the real world and everything like that, that's when you're going to get to the heart of their relationship. If you're interested in reading that one, that's the third book. And then this book, this is the fourth book, and this is Riley and Trevor's story. The entire series is based around 5 friends, each who have their own role in running a restaurant. Riley is the PR person, and she brings in some people from like a food network, and they are going to run a television show in the restaurant, getting to know the girls and basically talking about amazing places to go eat. Riley ends up meeting Trevor. Trevor is, I think, the producer. It sounds like that. He's definitely in charge of the show when it comes to filming their television series. And they end up deciding that they don't want to have a fling. Riley's not that type of person. She's unfortunately gone through a lot of crap with a lot of ridiculous men, even to the point where after Riley has a year-long relationship with someone, he just ups and vanishes. So clearly there's going to be some challenges for her on trust issues. Trevor's been married before. His ex Stephanie and him, they just weren't going the right way. And then eventually his wife cheated on him. And so, again, trust issues. Throughout Trevor and Riley's story, their biggest issue is going to be that long-term relationship. There's some other stuff going on. And one of those things I want to talk about, which is this girl that Trevor games with. And she ends up basically stalking him, is the best way I could describe it. She ends up writing Riley and asking Riley to leave Trevor alone. They're in love and all this kind of craziness. And then writes Trevor on Facebook and lets him know that they just need to spend more time together. He's going to realize that they're meant for each other and that they're in love with each other. She even calls Trevor at work. They end up fighting because clearly Trevor's not going to lead her on. And then Trevor blocks her from Facebook and tells his friends on the gaming world basically to block her as well. My biggest issue is it set it up so that she was going to be a stalker. I mean, she's kind of crazy, right? She thinks she's in love with someone who's met her one time in person, and she's talking to his girlfriend and all of this kind of stuff. But then, after he blocks her on Facebook and tells his friends, his game friends, to block her on the game channel, that's basically the end of it. She vanishes. And I was surprised because I really thought she was going to show up at his work or something. Why have her call his work if the second she's told no, she just disappears? It bothered me because even at the end of the book, after this incredible scene with Riley and Trevor, I'm still thinking in the back of my head, where is this girl? Why was she part of this story, if not to come back at the very end? Maybe she's going to walk in and shoot somebody. But really, she just disappears. I just wish that Kristen would have given us more closure around that storyline. To me personally, maybe it's just simply like a restraining order or a face-to-face confrontation, the police come, whatever the case is. I just felt like, I don't know, crazy doesn't really go away typically just because you block them on a gaming channel, especially if they know where you work and have an idea of how to get into your life. I guess my issue is, in the world of books, all things are possible, and typically when they have a crazy girl who is telling you how much she's in love with you and that you're soulmates and meant to be together, she just doesn't disappear that quickly. Typically it takes a little bit more force, and because Kristen brought her into the story, I don't know, that part of it felt a little unfinished to me. Riley and Trevor's story, however, is adorable. The end of it is just absolutely beautiful. You're going to love it. I want to talk about the next book. The next book comes out April 2018, and that book is Mia's story. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because I love Mia absolutely to pieces. I think she's an incredible character. I've talked about her before in a previous review because even though it wasn't her story, again, just Mia's an amazing person. When you get to the end of this book, it sets up Mia's story. And I'm not going to tell you everything about it because it will ruin a little of Riley and Trevor's story, but basically Mia's going to be on a television show where she's challenging celebrity chefs. And at the end of this, we all find out that Mia has an ex-husband who is going to be the first chef that challenges her. Clearly, she has a lot of problems with that. The reason I'm concerned about this, and I'm going to be honest, is because I really wanted Mia to find just an absolutely amazing, incredible man, very handsome, to sweep her off her feet and just love her unconditionally because she has a lot of issues. You could tell, first of all, her heart's been broken, and I'm really worried that this ex-husband is the guy who broke her heart. And then she also has a lot of self-esteem issues. And again, I'm worried that this ex-husband leads to those self-esteem issues. There is nothing that this guy can do to make up for it if he's the one that hurt her this much, and I really don't like that idea. Now, I have no problem if she's challenged by her ex-husband and some hot hunk of man meat comes and saves her. I have no problem with that. I just really, really, really do not like the idea that the ex-husband comes back and makes right what he made wrong. I'm hoping that's not where Kristen's going with it. Just simply because you can tell Mia has a lot of trust issues with men, a lot of self-esteem issues. She's very jagged when it comes to love. So the idea that he swoops in, but who knows? Maybe Kristen makes an incredible story for them. I didn't see it going that way, and I don't know. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because Mia's the one that I think at the end of this series everybody cares about the most, loves the most, and so she deserves an incredible story. Anyways, with that being said, obviously I really like this series. I've read all 4 of the books and up to this point. Other than that one little hiccup with that stalker girl, and I don't know what her issue was, I think that this is an incredibly good book. If you want to read this, you can read it on the Overdrive app. I know a lot of you guys read off of that, so it's fantastic. However, the wait list for this is really long, so if you want to read it, go ahead and sign up to put it on hold right away. If you like this review, go ahead and like it. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down below. And if you want my reviews every week, subscribe. Thank you all. I will see you again soon.